And good afternoon, everybody. You are back in the can on KLAS 89.7 FM.com. We got a great show for you today. We got B Radical in the house, director of The Package. Brad, how you doing? Brad, how you doing, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing good. Just trying to put things together. Just, get them all lined up. Well, first of all, man, I want to give you the opportunity to give your plugs out.
My plugs. Well, Radical Projects is the little startup company that is behind The Package, and we're just getting things going with that. You can check us out online at www.radicalprojects.com. Stay up to date on what The Package is doing and other future projects coming from my team. A lot of updates on the festival run, and if you want to get on the update database, you just send an email to info@radicalprojects.com, and we'll put you in the database, and you'll get all the up-to-dates. So that's the way that goes.
All right, cool. I'm going to make sure I get on that, too, because I want to get some more information on this. I first saw the project at your project at the Hollywood Black Film Festival.
Right.
Totally blown away. There's no secret to you. I told you how I felt about it. And I understand that you wrote, you co-produced, and directed it.
That's right.
How did you go about getting the cast that you got?
Richard T. Jones, James Lejeune, Marsha Thomason, and Daryl Heath, stars of the film. And I'm lucky enough to call these fine actors and fine human beings friends of mine. Richard T. and Daryl, my background is first and foremost as an actor, and so I was blessed to have worked with Daryl and Richard T. As an actor in a couple of films over the years.
Okay, you want to let us know what were they?
This was Book of Love, which is written and directed by Jeff Bird, produced by he and his partner, Eric K. George. And there was another a film called Breakdown, which your audience might be aware of. Breakdown. It was Jeff Bird's short film. It won the at the time Acapulco Black Film Festival back in '97, and launched Jeff Bird's career.
The Acapulco Black Film
Festival? Which is now known as the American Black Film Festival.
Okay,
it's actually in Miami.
All right. Like Mexicans down there, man.
So Daryl was in that. Richard was in Book of Love, and I was in both of them. So those cats became friends of mine, and we've just been in touch, through different social gatherings and whatnot over the last 10 years. And then James Lejeune and Marsha Thomason came to me through one of my producers, Caroline Patterson. She was working on a show called Las Vegas at the time, which James is still on, and Marsha was on the first season. So that's how we got the script to those people. And I think the biggest part of the answer to that question is always that how did I get them? I gave them material that they liked, and I always like to say that because it's really about the material at the end of the day. I mean, these guys could be my best friends in the world. If they didn't like the material, if they didn't like the script, it wouldn't matter. You know what I'm saying?
It's just piece, they'll take it.
Yeah, if they deem it a quality piece. I mean, everyone's got an opinion, so it just it just depends on what your opinion is and what you're looking to do, and they were really excited about it, really jazzed about it. So Richard T. especially because he was involved, and we were talking to him over the last. I mean, this whole thing sort of started being talked about back in 2000. So we went back and forth with Richard a couple of times because we had a couple of false starts. So he stayed close to the project from day one.
Nice. Now, anybody who's out there aspiring, get out your pad, get your pencils out, because you're going to get some information from this guy, because what he just said right there is about the false starts. It just happens in this business. You just got to deal with it.
Yeah.
All right. Now, I was surprised when I actually saw the package, and they had the Q&A afterwards, and I thought the dude who directed was white. How did that come to be, and why did you cast it black?
It was not intentional. I didn't write. There's nowhere in the script. I'll give you a copy of the original script, man, and there's nowhere in there where it says African American or Asian or whatever. In fact, I started writing as a frustrated actor. It's a path that's been forged many times before me.
I'm doing it myself, all right?
Right? So, originally the concept was something for me to act in, and back in 2000, being part of the Jeff Bird, Eric George camp, Jeff had an opportunity to come to him to do some short program for Warner Brothers Online, and I had shared this concept with he and Eric prior to this meeting that he had. And it was a concept that really for me was a feature concept from day one. And he came back to me and said, "Hey, we have this opportunity to do some stuff with Warner Brothers. Why don't we do a short version of this? You write it, and they want me to direct some stuff for them, so we can do this. Put the team together." So that's how it all started, and that's when we went to Richard. So Warner Brothers was specifically looking for something in the urban genre.
Right.
So that's sort of how it got sort of turned in that direction, and then that ultimately fell through and didn't happen. And so I was sort of thinking again, okay, maybe I'll step into one of these roles, and even considered it then as well. And then when a few years down the road, when I sort of got the confidence in myself to direct, I started talking to Richard T. again, and then Caroline Patterson, as I said, became aware of the project through Hype Fest, a festival that I submitted to with the screenplay competition, and it was nominated for a screenplay award in Hype Fest, and I think it was it 02 or 03, I think, I can't remember now which year it was, and so she was looking to do something, and we said, well, why don't we give this to James Lejeune and see what he thinks of it. So it just it really was a product of the access that I had to some really talented actors who just happened to be black. I mean, the script is not, coming from me, in my mind, was not a black film or was not a black script. These were just great actors that I was lucky enough to have access to, and was lucky enough that they liked the project. So it was not any sort of master plan.
Well, you know what? I'm glad it all lined up for you that way, because I was really impressed with it. Now, the budget on that, what'd you make that for, and how long did it take you to make it?
Well, we didn't. I always answer this question because I get this in the film festivals a lot. Short films oftentimes they are financed on deals and favors, and the love and passion of a lot of really talented people. So to put a dollar sign on it, a dollar amount really doesn't speak truly to the full budget, because there's so many things being donated and so many deals being done, so many favors being done. But in terms of real cash, we shot for just over $10,000.
Whoa.
And we shot on Super 16. We're in the middle of the desert. We had a car traveling down the highway, and we had all that gear and stuff. But like I said, a lot of it was donated. A lot of the Las Vegas crew came out.
Oh, nice.
Caroline was able to wrangle a lot of really talented, hardworking, professional crew from the Las Vegas set, and then my DP, Jonathan Hale. This was our third project that we collaborated on, so he had a team that he came with as well, and we just sort of started pulling our resources together. Myself, Caroline Patterson, Eric George is also one of the producers. We shot at his house. We used his car. That kind of thing. Just like using what you have.
You do what you got to do to make it happen.
Yeah, it's like I didn't write a script about the space shuttle because I don't have access to the space shuttle.
Well, when you do, let me know. Right?
You got one, right?
Yeah, I'm in. Sign me up. Now, as far as the length of post-production on the package, how long did it take you to shoot it?
Well, we shot in 4 days. Again, because you have, you're renting equipment. You're renting, we had a honey wagon, we had grip trucks, and we had lights and stuff like that we were either renting or borrowing or whatever you want to say. So we had a very limited time, to wear out these welcomes on these favors and these deals.
You only have so much.
Yeah, exactly. So we did really good pre-production, which is really important when you're working on limited budget and limited time. Do your pre-production work. We did a table read, so the guys got a feel for each other and for the dialogue. They wanted to stay close to the page. I gave them free rein, to do what they wanted to do. I was not one of these writers that was so married to the words that I would be offended. But they really were vocal about liking the material. That's what attracted them to it, was the dialogue. They thought it was funny, they thought it was catchy, they thought it was smart. So they wanted to stay to it.
So they stuck to it totally.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I give them moments. A good director will always give your actors moments, and because I'm an actor first,
what it's like.
I appreciate that. You know what I mean? So there's a couple of moments in the film, in the final edit, where it's a couple of improv moments. But for the most part, it's what was on the page, and they bring it to life. And I get that question a lot too. People say, "Oh, did they improv? How much did they improv?" And it's really a testament to their acting ability, because it's so natural, it's so real. You imagine, or you people are fooled into thinking that they must have been just going off the cuff because it seems so natural.
Yeah,
so real.